everyone, it's Star, and today I'm going to be making Four Thieves Vinegar. Now the story behind Four Thieves Vinegar is that during the Black Plague, there were four thieves who would go around and rob the dead bodies. And in order to keep themselves from getting the plague, they would drink this concoction, and it kept them healthy. So the first thing we're going to do, I'm using minced garlic, and we're going to do 4 cloves of garlic, which comes out to about 2 teaspoons of minced garlic. And you can mince it up yourself, or you can use pre-minced garlic. The second thing we're going to do is we need rosemary. Now I do have rosemary growing in a pot, but I don't have quite enough at the moment, and we need about half a cup. So I got some organic rosemary, and we're going to take it and we're going to get the leaves off here. It is kind of an evergreen, so it has those spiny leaves. We're going to get those off. And this is just real easy. You can take your fingers down it, take your branch here, and just like that. Real simple. And then what I like to do is, whoops, that's our compost bucket there, is take my knife, and we'll bring it all together. Oh, that smells so good. I love the smell of rosemary. I take my knife and just chop it up real good. Just get those juices flowing, get that essential oil coming out. And it doesn't have to be any particular size or anything, just mashing it up good, getting things flowing. And then we're gonna need half a cup of that. So we're gonna put it, I'm measuring with 1/4 cup because I don't wanna do extra dishes, so I'll just do this twice. So we're going to keep doing that until we get this full, and then we'll do it all over again. And we'll be right back. Okay, next for our Four Thieves Vinegar, we have sage. So we're just going to pull the leaves off here. And we're going to do basically the same thing we did with the rosemary. We need another half cup. So we'll pull the leaves off. We'll throw the stems in our compost bucket there. Compost bowl, I guess. And then we're going to chop those up and get those essential oils going. And we'll put it in the jar with the rest of the ingredients. And then we'll move on to the next. Okay, our next ingredient is thyme. Now for thyme, they have these tiny little stems. Now you can basically do the same thing that we did with the rosemary and just pull. Sometimes the stems do break, so you got to be a little more gentle. And then you'll get the little leaves there. We're going to do just 1/4 cup of thyme. So we can just stick those in there. They're a little bit more unmanageable. But there's also other ways to do this, in that you can use a colander and take the stem and slide it through the colander holes, and that'll peel off the leaves. There are special instruments that you can use that will peel off the leaves, though I think it's an extra expense and not needed. But you do you. I mean, whatever you feel is best for you is what you should do. You can also use like a grater. Like if you have one of those stand-up graters, you can use that and just pull it through the holes. Things like that. Whatever makes it easier for you to work is what's best for you to do. Because if it makes a job easier and it doesn't cost you any extra, I say go for it. And if you have something that you can use for different things, that's even better. Because like Alton Brown, he doesn't like one-trick ponies. He likes things that can be used for many different reasons. And so do I. And I do like my gadgets, but I try to keep it simple. So anyway, this is going to take forever, and I'm sure you don't want to stand here and listen to me ramble. while I do all this. So we're going to go ahead and get all these leaves off and get a 1/4 cup, and we'll stick it in the jar on top of the rest of it. And we'll be right back. Okay, so our next ingredient we're going to put in here on top of the herbs, well, is a spice. We're going to put some whole cloves in here, and you can also use powdered cloves, about a teaspoon, but we're using whole cloves just because I like them and I use them in crafts a lot. And then we're going to pour the apple cider vinegar on top of them. And for a lot of recipes, it says to heat up the apple cider vinegar. You don't necessarily have to, but that can help get the process started. And just like with the fire cider that I made earlier, you can drink this straight. You can use it as a vinaigrette. You can turn it into a marinade. There's so many things you can do with it. And fire cider, or I'm sorry, not fire cider. With the Four Thieves, you can also use it to clean, which I guess you could do with the other as well, but the Four Thieves has been used as a great cleaning product. For this one, I have some weights that I'm going to put on it to help keep the herbs below the apple cider vinegar. Because if you don't do that, if you don't have it below the apple cider vinegar, you don't necessarily need the weights, but if you don't have it below the apple cider vinegar, any of the herbs and any of the plant material above the apple cider vinegar can get moldy. And you don't want that because that's going to ruin your whole batch. So then after I put the weight on, which I will go get, but I'm going to show you this first, you'll want to put a coffee filter on it. You can use cheesecloth, something like that. You can use a paper towel or whatnot. Anything to protect your lid and ring from the acid that could damage it from the apple cider vinegar. And then you're going to store this in a cool, dark place. And you're definitely going to want to label it. Let it sit for 4, 6, 8 weeks. And strain it out and use it. You can bottle it up in a different bottle. Get an amber bottle and use it. You can leave it in this kind of bottle. Whatever you want to use. You can add honey to it and make what's called an oxymel. It might help it taste a little better for those of you who aren't fond of the apple cider vinegar taste. But it's good medicine, just like the fire cider, as I said, that I made earlier in another video. And let me know what you think. Have fun.